Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about perhaps the single most important thing you can do for your doubles pickleball game, which is improving how you're positioned and how you move with your partner. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing some common pickleball scenarios. In each scenario, we're going to be discussing where you should be positioned in order to give yourself the best chance to win that point. So a super common occurrence in pickleball is that your partner actually gets pulled off the court, whether that be because of a great ding shot, an angled shot, or even potentially a lob. If this happens, you should be sliding over to cover more of the middle of the court because that's the biggest opening that your opponents are going to try to exploit. So once my partner is able to recover back into the court, then I can slide over to my original spot. If you or your partner accidentally hits a bad shot that ends up as an overhead for your opponents, you guys are not fully out of the point yet if you have the proper movement. The key to staying alive if this happens is to identify right away that you've hit a bad shot, so that way you and your partner can take a few steps back and buy yourself just a little bit more time to potentially return that overhead. But in this next example, I've hit a bad shot, but I don't have enough time to back up a full 4 steps, so I'm just going to take one quick step back, then I'm going to split step so that way I can still potentially return that slam even if I'm not going to have quite as much time to do so. If your partner gets lobbed, you have a few choices as far as what you want to do with your positioning. If it's a really good lob and I think that my partner is going to struggle hitting a solid return back, I'm also going to take 1 to 2 steps back so that way I'm in a more defensive position when my partner does hit that shot back. However, if it's an easy lob and my opponent has a more offensive shot, I'm also going to stay right up at that net with my opponent. The only movement I might do is side to side depending on where that lob is, but I'm going to always want to stay tight to the net knowing that we're about to be in a more offensive position.
Hey, what happens if my partner has trouble moving backwards when they get lobbed?
So sometimes you'll find yourself in a situation where your opponent hits a perfect lob and it's actually easier for you to back up and hit that lob back even if it's over your partner's head. If this happens, you should take their box of the court, hit the lob back, and then they should slide over and take your side of the court.
Hey Adam, I really love your content, but I'm not on YouTube that often. Where can I get more of the pickleball guy in my life?
That is a great question. So I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at the Pickleball Guy, all one word. I'm going to be posting a lot of fun behind the scenes content, a lot of additional just weird pickle related content, and also a few giveaways on those social channels. So I'd really appreciate if you check that out and continue following my journey. So in this drill, all 4 players are going to start up at the net. You and your partner are going to feed a shot to your opponents. That's going to be one of 2 things. You're either going to feed them a dink shot on an angle with the goal of pulling the partner off the court, or you're going to lob it over one of the partner's heads. Once you've fed that initial shot, you guys should just play out the point like normal and then continue going in that same rotation, sliding over one spot to the right every time until everybody has had a chance to be that initial feeder. Okay everybody, that concludes this week's video on the channel. Thank you for continuing to indulge my need to include just terribly unfunny bits in these videos. If you are enjoying the content I'm putting out, I'd really appreciate if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again so much. Thank you to Gearbox for continuing to support my channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in next week's video. Have an amazing week, you guys.